Welcome. Welcome back to the Olga S. Perez show. I'm your host, Olga. How you doing? Hi. How's everybody doing? Hope you guys can join me in the live. If not, and you're watching the replay, let me know you were around. Matter of fact, make sure and smash that like button. That's right, honey. And become a locals member because I'm doing a restream after this stream for locals only. Become a member. Support me. It's a coffee a month tops. I mean, it's even cheaper than coffee. Check it out. The link is also in the description below. And also because the boob tube just keeps, doing it what it does to me. Somebody had mentioned, oh, why should I give you my hard earned money? And I totally get it. I'm like, well, why should I work for free too? Right? Like, okay. But I get it. They saw a commercial and they're like, you're getting ad revenue. Let me tell you something. I was just checking it out today. You're never going to guess how much I made in a whole year. Okay. It doesn't even cover my internet expense. That's just one. But I'm not complaining. But because I'm so sick of the boob tube, I put a link so that if you guys donate and tip your message during this live, I will read it out loud. I will share it. And then some. So if you haven't already, I know we're just gotten this started with the stream, but smash that like button. That's one thing that does make a difference. More than even commenting, believe it or not. I just found this out. But and not just that, like I've been noticing, like when I get a lot of likes and like very quickly, once I drop a video or in a live stream, it does make a difference. I'm like, so even if I'm being shadow banned, the likes have some power. So please do. And keep your comments coming. Your comments are my fuel. I do read them and I will respond. So what else? What else? So what am I going to talk about today? A lot. And if we have time and you guys are in for it, you want to, maybe I'll take some live calls right at the end. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I'm going to talk about this guy called Neil. I've seen him around, but I don't necessarily watch his show. But he had this little clip that somebody shared yesterday that I was like, whoa, that's some good stuff. His name is Neil Oliver. And he did this little piece called Dreadful about our current geopolitical situation, the war, Israel, our politicians. I mean, it was just, I'm going to share that with you. I think it was really good. And we're going to talk about relationships, men, dating apps, and Fresh and Fit, the experts apparently. So let's see how much they really know, according to my expert advice and experience on that topic. And then I saw somewhere else, somebody had posted this woman who I'd never seen before. Maybe she looked familiar, but I don't remember. And her name is Katie Hopkins. I'm like, who is this woman? So I kind of looked that up a little bit. And I want you guys to tell me, what do you know about her? And then Jordan Peterson, because he was trending. And I'm like, oh, let me guess. Because I've mentioned, but only briefly, about the ARC organization that he created that's literally a cover for the new WEF, since the WEF is not doing well in their marketing, right? You know what I mean. So yeah, so let's see how, which twists and turns we go with these topics. And I am live on Twitter and I'm also live on Rumble. So thank you for joining. Thank you for smashing that like button. And before we get the party started, oh yeah, and I'm going to talk about what I'm going to be doing on Friday. Someone we know is dropping a video on Friday, so I'm definitely going to be doing that live reaction right after they drop that video. God willing, But okay. For those who don't know me, for those who do, here's how we go. Hi, I'm Olga S. Perez, coming at you live, unleashing the power of perspective, one reaction at a time. I've been a life strategist for over 20 years, and I'm here to share my insights on trending topics, current news, and music videos that we all want to talk about with love and humor. Doo-doo-doo. Who's with me already? Buzzacino, great to see you. Much love right back at you. Hey, Billy Joe. Hi. How you doing? How you doing? Thank you. Thank you for that support and that comment. Buzzacino, thank you. Hey, the Rational Texan. Good to see you. Seeing you over on Rumble. And I'm doing a live stream, obviously right now, but I'm doing the re-stream over on Locals after this live stream today. And I got some predictions for Locals members only. Because if you're a member, then you can handle it, to say the least. And I'm taking any questions you guys have for me. Gloves off, guys. Any question? I think you guys should ask me questions. I don't think you guys ask me enough questions. And I want to know what's on your mind. What would you like to know? Well, let's see. So I'm glad that everyone's joined you. Oh. Sorry. I was just making sure that I was good. Oh, wait. I almost put that in the title, but then I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I don't want to give it away. Well, guess what today is? 5,000. I've reached 5,000 subscribers. Finally. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. I almost feel like it's a miracle. That's me inside. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for all your love and support. God, it's been taking me, it's like forever and ever. I'm always pushing the wrong buttons. It is what it is. At least I'm consistently, pushing wrong buttons. So, not because I want to start something dreadful. Oh, in fact, and I'm going to do a live reaction to another parody video. As a matter of fact, hold on. I thought I had it pulled up, but I didn't. Yeah, one of the Locals members, I said I was going to do it and I haven't done it, but it's happening today. It's happening. Shout out to Tanya. She sees this now or later. Give me a second. Just want to get the link of this video. So it's a parody for the Oliver. What was the name again? What was his name again? Oliver Johnson, was it? Or Oliver Anthony? Okay. Yeah, don't get offended, okay? This is the norm for me. So I haven't watched this yet. So it's going to be my first real live reaction to this video. And it's called The Poor Men South of Portland by John Reap. I don't know if you've seen it. Don't watch it without me. I will be doing this as I wrap up this live before I do the restream over on Locals. So yeah, I've been waiting and I've been wanting and I'm doing it. So yeah, the other reason why I put tip your message in the live chat, and again, it's also in the description below. And if you guys happen to message me after the live stream is over, I'll still get it on this other link that I just posted in the live chat that's also below. I'll still get it and I will read it out and share it on the next live for sure. So do not worry. Your support is everything. You are my sponsor. That's right. And I don't want the boob tube because they take a huge chunk of your tips and super chats and whatnot. But again, it's up to you. I don't care. It's just that, well, hey, maybe you do care. Maybe you don't want YouTube to take any of your money. Then at least this other link that I have, I think is more fair, takes a lot less. And that way, if anything happens to this channel as well, we got a contact point, another contact point, because you just can't not be sure enough. So yeah, before I continue, and are you serious? Now they're starting this noise. Can you guys hear that noise? I hope you didn't, because that's one of the reasons I got this mic, because it's supposed to be good with like background sound. And that's why I got my little sparkles on today too, because we're celebrating 5,000. My God, did it take forever? But it was so cool. And I was like, oh my God, because it was like literally like at 4,998 for like forever, I felt like. And then I'm like, oh my God, am I gonna make it? I got like 99, right? And I was like, oh my God. And then 3 days later, nothing. And then next thing you know, I hit the 5,000 mark and then a little bit more. And I'm like, wow. Yes. You know how emotional I am. I'm a tough lady, but I am emotional. And not just because I'm a woman. It's because I've gone through a lot. I'm still going through shit. But I don't give up. I do not quit. Victor, great to see you. Hey, Ghost of Darkness. Hi, how are you? Great to see you. Oh, wait, I have amazing news. Today, my twin sister, who has been my best friend since we were kids, got us tickets to see my favorite band, Creed, who just reunited to see them live in Virginia in July. Wow, good for you. Good for you. Happy for you. Hope you have a great time. Well, look at that. You see, I love it when good things happen for people. That's why when I say until next time, much love, many blessings at the end of my live streams, I mean it. And that's why I close my eyes and I put my hands up to make sure that I'm giving whatever good energy I can give, you know. I mean it. It's not just a thing that I say. I could say a lot of things. Okay, why is this piece of hair sticking up? I feel like I'm a little brother. My little brother was a kid. You know, when they have calluses, most of the times in the back of the head, he had two of them and he had one right here too. So he always had his hair sticking up. I thought it was adorable, personally. Wait, one of the three bands that was with me in my hospital room as a kid. Oh, wow. I was battling my leukemia. Oh, wow. Creed, Everessence, and Linkin Park were my lifelines. That's so weird. I've been thinking about the 90s music earlier today out of nowhere. Nothing to do with the bands that you're mentioning here. But I remember that, like, Informer. And I'm like, I wonder who sang that. And I Spotified it and I started listening to it. It was like a couple hours before this live stream. And I'm like, oh my God, this is hilarious. I can't believe I used to dance to this. I still think it's a good song, or at least a fun one. Oh, wow. Good for you. That's so amazing. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing. That's awesome. Let me check out my Rumble. How you doing? Thank you. The Rational Texans, like, congratulations, right? Man, and you've been with me. You've been with me through thick and thin, the Rational Texan, you and many others, but definitely you. I'm so happy. You've been so great to me. I want to screen share this before I get going. Let's see. Where is it? There we go. How cool is that? How about that love there, babies? Babies. Ladies and gentlemen, I meant to say. I never say what I want to say. So, you know, because in this stream, what I'm doing in my streams, it's about having more fun with whether it's good news or bad news, especially the bad news. You know, that's important to me, that I'm not just here, you know, it's all business and me giving advice or nah, right? And that's what we're doing, the reaction videos, and especially videos from independent content creators, people that have a really good message, you know, the message of love, anything positive, I'm there. Yeah, and the next thing you know, I'm doing all kinds of reaction videos for you guys on your request, most of them. And but let's not forget who I am here. And, you know, back in the day, I was doing it at least 3 days a week, same time, same day. And I haven't been able to because since I need more money, I need more members in order to be able to dedicate that time for this channel. So I'm looking forward to more subscribers, maybe more members here on this channel, locals. And I can hopefully soon be able to come back every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like I used to at 12:30. You knew I was consistent. It was awesome to see you guys like, oh, you know, she's coming on. Oh my God, I'm busy, but hopefully I'll take a break from work, or, you know, or I don't have this meeting, or I can get on right after my meeting. And it's so cool. And I kind of miss that. I mean, I don't kind of miss it. I miss it a lot, but got to do what I got to do. I got to pay for shit. Anyway, so let's check out this clip from this Neil Oliver about the current our state and our government. Not to get too political, but just hear him out. Let's listen to him. And let me know what you think. Here we go. Let me push play. Rewind. Put a little bit bigger. Not too big. Funny, I got his eyes closed. Okay, here we go. So he calls this dreadful.
Dreadful things keep happening because dreadful people are in charge of the world but face no consequences for their dreadful actions. Since 9/11 and the beginning of the forever war on terror, millions of civilians have been killed in a blood-drenched swathe of territory in Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Libya, Yemen, and many more places besides. Always we're told it's for the greater good, that we must accept the collateral deaths of the innocent as well as the guilty. Always it's civilians that die in the greatest numbers, like grass harvested or trampled underfoot. Modern wars are prosecuted to keep the powerful in power and to make the rich richer. Provoked or not, the answer is always war. As often as not, they're about oil, the removal of inconvenient, uncooperative regimes and their replacement with those deemed compliant. The rich and powerful insist they act only to make the world a better, safer place. Is that right? All I see are piles of corpses, heaps of rubble, and a world made more dangerous every day for the likes of you and me. I say the likes of US Presidents W. Bush, Clinton, Bill, of course, and also Hillary, and Obama are dreadful people with blood on their hands. So too past British Prime Minister Tony Blair, also dreadful. He and his little wizards lied about weapons of mass destruction in the arsenal of Saddam Hussein, and then he and George Bush launched an illegal war. If you don't believe me that that war was deemed illegal, then how about the word of Kofi Annan, then Secretary General of the United Nations, who said in 2004, I have indicated that it's not in accordance with the UN Charter. From our point of view and the UN Charter point of view, the war was illegal. The world is littered with ageing ghouls, bloody to their elbows, but somehow hailed as statesmen, their cynical advice eagerly sought by their successors. And in spite of the body counts, in spite of illegality, in spite of the deliberately fomented international instability, in spite of the revolving door between politics and the military-industrial complex that sees the suits serve their time in elected office, declaring wars and signing off on billion-dollar contracts to arms manufacturers before quitting the scenes of their crimes and taking up lucrative executive positions with the Boeings, Raytheons and Northrop Grummans of the world. Never are there consequences for any of them, not in this life at least. It's not fingerprints that are left behind by the guilty parties. It's news stories and sometimes even recordings of their voices calling for the necessary dirty work. In early 2014, civil war broke out in the Donbass region of Ukraine after a US-backed coup d'etat cleared away the Russian-favouring government in Kiev. The coup was the work of Victoria Nuland, then US Assistant Secretary of State for European Affairs. Nuland talked about it all in a phone call to the then US Ambassador Jeffrey Pyatt. And we know this because someone leaked a recording of it all. Nuland and Pyatt discussed who was to be the next Prime Minister of Ukraine. Nuland wanted anti-Russian Arseniy Yatsenyuk. In her own words, I think Yats is the guy. Pyatt warned her the Europeans might not support Yatsenyuk, to which she replied, F the EU, except she didn't limit herself to the letter F. Yatsenyuk ended up as Prime Minister, right enough. And the rest, including the latest war there, bar the shouting, is history. Any consequences for Nuland? Well, in 2021, she was made Under Secretary of State for Political Affairs, so that's nice for Victoria. The desiccating ghouls are everywhere. Former US Speaker Nancy Pelosi's net worth has rocketed since the 2008 financial crisis, with the help of her husband's lucrative stock trades. She's one of the richest people in Congress, pocketing $140 million since the crash. And while she strenuously denies sharing information with her husband, venture capitalist Paul Pelosi, many and angry have been the questions asked.
We know that, right? Who doesn't know that? But what do we do about it, right? That's how you feel. It's like, what do you do? They just keep doing it. Like we're completely powerless. That's the message. Their actions, not getting, not being responsible, not having any accountability. Yet it's so easy to get a BLM riot going, but not this kind of like peaceful protest of demanding things while our pockets are more and more empty and our grocery bills are more and more. And that's something I'm going to talk about on my locals, about my predictions. But let's continue.
Asked about trades made by Paul that just happened to coincide with major decisions by her Congress. I say again that
it just so happened, right? We all know this.
Dreadful things keep happening because dreadful people are in charge and suffer no consequences. I also say those dreadful people are invariably cowards, which partly explains why they do those dreadful things, or at least stand by while dreadful events unfold. Cowards are easy to spot. just as dreadful people are easy to spot, just as weak people are easy to spot, for they'll sacrifice actively or passively anyone and everyone they perceive as a threat to their position and burgeoning wealth. And so French Macron, Canadian Trudeau, and Kiwi Ardern, and more besides, keep stepping backwards while simultaneously nudging their populations forwards into harm's way. Another British former Prime Minister.
Yeah, because they never go to harm's way. They never go to harm's way. That's why I'm like, for anyone that's proponing more war, more deaths, they should be in the front line. It's very simple. That's it. Just do it. Go ahead. You do it. You go there. Imagine if everybody was saying that online. I know a lot of people do, but imagine all of us saying that.
Boris Johnson locked down the country in lockstep with all the rest, leading to death and economic destruction on an unmeasured scale, and pushed medical products that were questionably neither safe nor effective, not even in terms of Big Pharma's own self-regulating policies, on millions of people, children included. He was the NATO bag carrier who scuppered hopes of an early peace deal in Ukraine. Like Blair, like the Clintons, like Obama and the rest, he's now on the luxury lecture circuit, trousering a fortune along the way. The wages of sin, as it turns out, come in 7 figures, or 8. Well, that's my guess. In the 20th century, it was primarily war that the dreadful people turned to for the purposes of keeping themselves safe. Now it's more sinister and certainly more cold-blooded, as the powers that be increasingly and enthusiastically enter into unholy partnerships with big business and the central banks. This is the naked fascism of stakeholder capital.
Did he not put that beautifully? Naked fascism.
The even more unforgivable, cynical sacrifice of people and the well-being of people on the altar of profit. Our rights are erased, freedoms are erased, and a person would have to be blind to fail to notice that while the bullets fly and the blood flows, all manner of legislation scuttles through our various parliaments like thieves in the night, systematically and inch by inch stealing our...
Almost sounds poetic, right? It's so good. And I can't even tell if this guy's actually reading from a teleprompter, right? I keep staring at him to see if he is. Very difficult. I'm like, did he memorize this, or he just pulled this out and then they taped him? Like, dude, it's perfect. Sometimes, right? Sometimes things just come through you.
Our ways of life. The online safety bill to arguably censor dissent. The energy bill giving fascist power to kick in the doors of private homes. And next on the slate, the amendments to the international health regulations that are foundational to the WHO's pandemic preparedness treaty. Unless our elected representatives, those we pay for and that notionally serve us, take action before December, by default, our national sovereignty will slip from our hands and into those of the unelected, faceless, unaccountable servants of the World Health Organization. They'll tell us when there's an international health emergency, and that could easily be on the grounds of their arguably questionable interpretation of the climate crisis. And if so, what the likes of you and me have to do as a result, including being potentially locked...
When they're the ones constantly traveling on their private jets, paid by you and me.
Emergency. And that could easily be on the grounds of their arguably questionable interpretation of the climate crisis. And if so, what the likes of you and me have to do as a result, including being potentially locked down and ordered to submit to medical procedures. And will our Prime Minister or any of our MPs act to ensure none of this is possible for the people of Britain? I suspect at most that a shiver runs along the benches in the chamber of the Palace of Westminster, desperately in search of a spine to run down. One or two, perhaps, the usual honourable exceptions. Thank you, Andrew Bridgen, as always, stand in plaintive defence of ancient liberty, but not enough, not nearly enough to prevent the inevitable hammering into place of the final nail in the coffin of our freedom. The cowards have taken over, and now we see how much harm weak men and weak women can cause. I ask again, where are the consequences?
How much harm? We've never seen it like this. Besides maybe like the Roman Empire, as an example, but not in our recent history.
For any of this? Will we ever again see anyone fall on their sword, accept their failure and go? In 937 AD, a battle was fought at a place called Brunanburh, likely somewhere near the Mersey in England's west. Two armies clashed, one led by King Athelstan of the Anglo-Saxons, the other a Norse-Celtic alliance led by King Constantine of the Scots. Those that fought in that battle had never known anything so terrible in its scale and violence. None that witnessed Brunanburh or heard about Brunanburh ever forgot it. For generations, it was remembered as the Great War. The two armies fought from sunup until sundown, and then, the results still unclear, withdrew from one another to contemplate terrible wounds, terrible heaps of slain. As a consequence of Brunanburh in 937, a line was drawn once and for all, separating a smaller kingdom in the north of the Long Island of Britain from a larger kingdom in the south. In that way were the destinies of Scotland and England set in train. King Constantine's own son, not spared the draft, you might say, died.
It's funny because after this, I'm going to share with you an article from, I think it's Zero Hedge. And about drafting. We're not going to get too into it, but I'm going to share it with you so that you guys can also find the link and read the whole article for yourselves. But let's come back to this real quick.
In the fighting, and some few years afterwards, a reign of more than 40 years, he walked away from his unchallenged throne forever. Having seen enough, and likely fearing for his immortal soul, he lived out the rest of his life as a penitent in a cave on the east coast of Scotland near St Andrews. Once upon a time we were warriors, and led by warriors, and sometimes those warriors with more blood on their hands than could ever be washed away, turned their backs on power and sought forgiveness instead.
And sought forgiveness instead. Anybody familiar with St. Francis of Assisi?
Anymore. Now there's new horror in the old world of the Middle East. I condemn and totally and without qualification any wickedness that kills civilians, children and babies.
Period. End of story. Yes.
Babies being especially innocent and utterly undeserving of anything of the sort. Who will suffer the consequences of whatever nightmares unfold as Russia, China, the US, Iran, Turkey, Egypt, Jordan and Syria must make their moves? Will the fighting-age children of leaders of nation-states, those bellicose men and women in designer suits, eager for all-out war, be compelled to take part in any draft for a ground invasion of Gaza or elsewhere in the region? Will those same leaders stand over the bodies of the slain, civilian dead among them, children too, and declare that all's fair in love and war? Will they leave office when the dust settles and set out in pursuit of lucrative new jobs or speaking tours paying $1 million a time?
That's my point. See, even if we get them out of office and they still make money, they never suffer. And they make all this money. And then people actually go see them. Like, what is up, people? Wake up. Without us, they're nothing. How does it make you feel? What, because they used to be somebody in office and they had a name? So let's all go see them. Who hasn't seen that? What just happened recently with Hillary? Was it last week? I'm sure at this point, everyone has seen it, right? The guy shouting out, "This is free speech." Oh, you know me. I was all out. I think I did mention it in one of the lives last week. I don't know. Sometimes I think things and I think I've done them and I didn't because I thought I did them in my head. Good.
And will the deadly consequences play out only for the people who always suffer? Civilians, black, white and brown, and of whatever creed. Here's the thing, we're set
and of whatever creed, that's right.
Each other's throats by those who don't give a damn about any of us. Not Christians, not Jews, not Muslims, or anyone else. Instead of joining in baying for more blood, we should see it all for what it is, the ugliest, most brutal, most obscene game of all. It's time we the people stopped watching them play it.
Boom! Didn't I? How many times I say, even if we don't agree with a lot of people, influencers, whether they're politicians, everyone that we watch, we read about, I'm like, instead of saying, "Oh, that's messed up what you said," or "I don't agree with you," imagine if we just all dropped, like everyone dropped Jordan Peterson, which I'm going to show a little quick clip there from an interview that he had with Jordan Peterson. It's a quick one, but okay. You feel me, right? Yeah, that's where we're going at.
It's not for us, then for our children and for everyone's children.
And for everyone's children. How about that? Anybody had seen that before? Well, so here's this article from Zero Hedge, and it's called "Wider War Will Bring Inevitable Attempts at Martial Law in America." I think the article is really good and is worthy because these are one of my predictions, and a lot of other people have also predicted this. But our children, our Americans, 18 to 26 age, the draft, that's coming. Martial law, so both civilians, everyone, we're all going to be affected by this. And this is not about fear-mongering. It's we are more in numbers and I can't get too far into it here on the boob tube. That's why you got to join me on Locals so we can really talk about it. But yeah, our constitutional rights were no longer set in stone, but mere guidelines that government officials could bend or break in the name of public health safety, end quote. So but as you can see, it's a really well written article, option A, option B. I'm not going to get into it right now. Maybe we can get into it another live, but I do recommend that you guys look this up on Zero Hedge and read it, and we can talk about it later. But yeah, like this is where we're going. This is a shit show, to say the least. Like that's me being very mild on this. But it's not about sharing this information to create any fear. It's about talking about, this is much bigger than taking sides, ladies and gentlemen. This is no longer about taking a side. This is one humanity, and we are the majority. And if we know what's coming, we won't be blindsided or taken to the slaughter. And again, I don't want to go there. We'll go there, maybe on Locals. But here's what Jordan said. Because remember what Jordan Peterson said right when the whole war broke? Or no, when they got attacked by Hamas, right? On October 7th. He says, give them hell. So here's Piers Morgan asking Jordan Peterson about give them hell. Now check out this guy's answer. Talk about a sellout. And the fact that he's wearing a suit with two different colors, with the Gemini, because he's a Gemini, whether you believe in astrology or not, I'm telling you, man. And doesn't this have like this vibe of like the Joker from Batman? Just please be open-minded. This is also a person that's been on antidepressants. The person was not stable to begin with. They were very smart and they could talk all about Bible stories. And that's how most people found Jordan Peterson. But then he's BFF with Bibi Netanyahu. So this guy, I thought his authority was in Bible stories and maybe telling boys to clean their room. You know what I mean? And then now he's leading the other version of WEF called ARC, ARC. But his answer right here, man, there's so much to get out of this 1 minute clip. Let me play it. Let me make sure you guys are seeing it because, sometimes I forget the screen share. Here we go.
On October the 7th, you tweeted, give them hell, Netanyahu, enough is enough. And you got some blowback for that, as everybody who says anything about this. Were you surprised by the scale of the blowback? Do you wish you'd phrased that tweet differently? Do you have any regrets about it?
Well, I was upset because I had developed somewhat of a Muslim following on YouTube, and I was very happy about that. A lot of people on the Islamic side of the world were watching my biblical lectures, for example, and and I've had extensive conversations with Muslims on my YouTube channel, and I burnt some of that up, and I'm not sure I did that. Well, I would say I'm certain I didn't do that in the most productive manner.
Oh, how nice! So, how sophisticated! How diplomatic of him. Actually, I'm thinking of another word that's not coming to me, but how, what's the word I'm looking for? But bottom line is, it's like you're trying to save your ass, but of course you're not going to apologize because that's worse, right? Because you got to stand to what you're saying because you have all the answers to everything because you're the expert in psychology, right? Hold on, let's look at his body language here. Let's
YouTube channel, and I burnt some
as he touches his nose. I get it.
That up.
Not very comfortable. Not happy about what he did, but he doesn't really regret it. And he shouldn't apologize if he doesn't believe he should apologize. Absolutely. I appreciate that there, Jordan.
I'm not sure I did that. Well, I would say I'm certain I didn't do that in the most productive manner.
How wonderful. Like this guy's the tongue. Geminis are known for communication. Okay. So it's just perfect for him to say that. Like basically I shouldn't have been so hasty, but I'm not taking it back because I meant what I said. And my boyfriend, Bibi, he'd be very disappointed. You know what I'm saying? And he might not want me anymore. And I really love his attention and affection. Like we're buddies, Hold on. Let's do this. Watch it again.
Did that. Well, I would say I'm certain.
Again, with that body movement, the eyes opening and closing, right? He knows because it hurt him and it hurt his brand. But it doesn't matter. He's still getting the money from BB and all his colleagues and his partners and all the supporters on his new venture Arc that is a cover for WEF. Talk about using people and abusing people, okay? Because I'm sure, I'm telling you, when you get to that status, you think everyone else is less than you and they're useless. They're useless and just, they're not worthy. And if they're stupid, it's their calling. So this is why I keep coming up live for you guys, for everyone. And that's why I hope to reach a lot more people, because at the end of the day, if we're not giving them the attention, they've got nothing.
Do that in the most productive manner. And
you sure didn't. And look at him. Oh, he's like, I know, Daddy. I didn't do good, Daddy.
Do I regret it?
Aha, so he can't say he's sorry, because then he's gonna lose his BFF.
It would have been better to do the long form, to have done the long form to begin with.
Look at that. Look how perfectly manipulating of an answer. Brilliant. I got to give him that. It would have been better if I would have done long. First of all, he didn't listen to his own advice about never being impulsive. And he was impulsive. That's number one. Number two, he's like, it would have been better long form. Like if I would have explained why, give him hell, Netanyahu. But honey, you were showing your baby how much you love and support him. I understand.
And Twitter invites and rewards a certain amount of impulsivity, and it wasn't.
Look at that. Invites. So again, not taking full responsibility at all. He's not taking any responsibility. Remember, he's like, it could have been better. Do I regret it? No. Am I sorry? No. Right? Could have been better. Sure. Look at him. I like that though. Yeah, go stand your ground. My thing is, you shouldn't apologize if you don't mean it. And go ahead, keep standing your ground. But is everyone seeing for real how he's standing his ground? This is what he believes. Give him hell.
I don't know, Piers. I don't know if it's ever time for impulsive action, especially when the state.
I don't know. Are you kidding me? All of a sudden, this guy doesn't know. All of a sudden, this guy doesn't know. You don't think whenever I post something at all, I think very seriously about it. And you know what's the one thing I say to myself before I post something? It's not about, is it going to come bite me in the ass? No. My question is, because when you got collones, you got balls, you got oomph, chutzpah, whatever you want to call it, okay? You go, can I stand behind this no matter what? Does this align with who I really am? That way I can stand by it. So I always make sure that it's true to my soul. 100%. This guy who's older than me, not that much older, but older, and he's the expert professor, and this is his answer.
Time for impulsive action, especially when the stakes are serious.
I don't know. Oh, Mr. I know it all. I don't know now. Shut the up.
Piers, I don't know if it's ever time for impulsive action.
Oh, Piers. And look at Piers. Another fucking loser, sellout, pussy, to say the least. So he's sitting there like, right. I get it. I totally get it. I mean, I see this guy with diapers on. This is not a man here.
Stakes are serious,
There you go, guys. Anyway, I thought that was a nice little segue to who was this other person? They weren't trending, but they came up, and I'm like, I was just curious, like, who is this? So I kind of look into this woman, Katie Hopkins. And so here, I kind of, Googled it, whatever, and I used a few different browsers, and it's funny, like, let me see if you guys can see this. Yeah, Katie Hopkins. Why is she the most hated woman in the world? I'm like, she is? Oh my God, let me see why. So I did a little, I read a few articles, but it was this clip here on X that, honestly, I don't even follow this girl, but it comes up in my feed. And she's like, Katie Hopkins is the only funny woman to ever exist. And I'm like, is she a comedian? What is she? Right. This is before I Googled it. I saw this video, and then it prompted me to go look at whatever articles that were showing up. And here's another one where it's like, Katie Hopkins show in Swindon this week, because this is a couple days ago. Actually, today. This article is from today. This week sparks protest outside. The good news is you can read the article, but like the venue's like, no, we're not canceling her. We're not letting cancel culture do their fucking thing. So that's awesome. He says, that's me giving it to you in a nutshell. But I'm like, what about her? And apparently she's like a reality TV person and this and that. And I guess she went to Australia and she lost her visa. That's like this article right here because, she thought it was bullshit, which come on, of course. And so they revoked her visa. But I'm like, okay. So I'm watching this clip. And, at this point, most people know the podcast, PBD, Patrick McDavid, and his Valuetainment channel. But of course I'm like, let me play it. So check it out. So I start playing it and I can't stand this guy, Adam, that's on the show. But one of the things that I've seen from their past, I haven't watched them in a long time. I've watched them again, all during 2020. I found all these people and I started watching and listening to all this stuff, all these different channels, content creators and whatnot. And this one, let me make sure you guys can see it before I push play. And this one, I'm like, I know that Patrick, when it comes to his, fellow co-host, on the show, Adam, forget his last name, but I could never stand that guy. And it's funny because Patrick would always say, you know what, I liked you. You know why you're here. You know why I cooked up with you when I met you. You just had a great attitude. And I do think that this Adam guy can come out with a great attitude. He's also an Aquarius that I remember. But he is, and mind you, he's like left or center left leaning. And so Patrick, I think more center right leaning. And so it's good. It is good to have different voices on your show. I think that's fabulous. And I would do the same thing. But this guy, I feel like he's another one who's full of himself. Even if he tries to come through as like the nice guy. And I'm always thinking, oh man, I can't wait to go on their show as a guest. Meanwhile, here's this woman. And I totally can see myself. Okay. All right. Let me push play. Check this out.
But I hear you on that.
Yep. Quick thought for you. We're living in an attention economy. Eyeballs are everything these days. And kudos to you because you're a brilliant talker. You know what you're saying. You're a shock jock, like you're a Howard Stern-esque type person. And some of the things you say.
Because he does know that he lives in an attention economy because he thrives on it. That's a fact. He's finally found his niche. I think he used to be a comedian. And then, I guess he did some investments and he's all good about money and whatnot. But at the end of the day, he's been wanting the attention and he's getting it. And, okay, let me stop.
You're hyperbolic. Some of the things you say are true. Not everything is everything for you. I'm wondering for you, what percentage are you saying just to, as a comedian, to be hyperbolic and just to kind of throw stuff out there, and what stuff is actually factual and true? So for instance, I have a phone in my hand. This is a phone and you can Google things with a phone. So, Volodymyr Zelensky, a couple quick points. He's the same height as your boy Putin. They're both 5'7". He's not 5'4". Putin isn't exactly a giant, okay? That's one. Number two, I don't give two shits about the Muslims in the UK. But a quick Google search will show you that Muslims' population will double by 2030, apparently, and go from 6.3% to 17% by 2050. This is Google, Katie. I don't care. Thirdly, I just Googled pictures of UK police officers with guns. Apparently, they got a lot of fucking guns. So my question to you is, what percentage of what you're saying?
Look at her face, look at her demeanor. And again, I've never seen this woman before, right? So this is how I roll. I can see through shit. I don't even care. Like whatever anybody else says, okay?
Is hyperbolic, getting eyeballs, respect. We live in that kind of world now, versus actually factual and true.
Okay. Let's go from the start there. You showing me what a phone is and saying this is a phone.
Yeah.
That isn't really the way to start an argument, because that's to assert that I'm stupid and don't know what a phone is.
Well, you're assuming we're stupid because we can't Google things that you say as a fact check.
Would you like me to?
Hey, there's his ego right there. There's his smart ass, weak ass ego Which if you watch them again, I haven't watched them in a long time, unless they have a really guest, like, I don't know, when they had Roseanne Barr, I think is the last time I saw them. Like, I watched that show because of her. And although I think Patrick is great and I think he's pretty neutral and steady, he's a Libra. But at the same time, just like, no, it's just not my greatest. I don't look forward to like, oh, I want to go, I don't want to miss a podcast, right? Like the other people that I do follow that I religiously don't want to miss not one of their live streams if I can't help it. I mean, and whether I miss a live stream, I'll still watch the replay whenever I can. But this guy, I mean, he's so full of himself. And I don't know if they still have it, but I think they had another part in this company, Value Entertainment, where he was doing a podcast about dating women. I think it was called like SOS or something, if you guys are familiar with it. I kind of looked at it a couple times just to see, is it good? Is it worth it? Is it really valuable? Entertaining it anyway? And I didn't like it at all. But here's this guy. He doesn't, oh man, he's so fucking weak. And I believe he's still single. He might be dating somebody, but he is desperately looking for someone. But he is not a desirable man, guys. And I don't know if he's like, because he's a leftist, but I'm not sure if he's really, I think he does buy in a little bit in the whole red pill bullshit community for great advice for men, which we're going to get into in a second on Fresh and Fit and dating apps right after this clip.
So what you just
Sure,
said,
go
you're
ahead.
going to talk over me.
We could do either one. I could go either way. But go ahead. This is all you.
Is it?
See,
Yeah, go ahead.
See that smart
So-
ass? And look at the way she answers. I love it. It's like, dude, you're just not used to dealing with these kind of women because he's in Miami and he deals with these these doofus, superficial, all they do is their makeup. Okay. These women are worth nothing but their makeup. And mind you, they have to watch tutorials on YouTube to do their fucking makeup. So it's not like they woke up all creative and with all this talent to even do their makeup. And I know I'm generalizing. Just bear with me.
Starting off on that kind of tone, I don't think is necessary. You then go to your phone and say, I can Google this, like you've got the biggest penis on the planet. Whereas
You might have the biggest penis on the planet, Katie. I don't know.
Darling, I've got
Oh, dude, you don't like the fact that, she doesn't like you. She's not flirting with you. She's not. Love it. This is classic, ladies and gentlemen. This is nothing new under the sun. I'm just happy that thanks to our podcasting, right, our live streaming, our modern technology, we can catch these fuckers right there live.
bigger balls than Caitlyn Jenner.
I actually believe on the planet,
Oh,
Katie.
God,
I don't know.
Darling, I've got bigger balls than Caitlyn Jenner.
I actually believe you, Katie. I actually believe you.
You're
But
not
go
right.
ahead.
You're so bad
Look at
at
that.
listening. And then
And he's trying to be funny and like, that's cute. I'm joking back at you. But the truth is, he's insulting her because his balls are literally shriveling up. Like, I swear I could see it in my head, the size of a hazelnut.
when you stop talking, you say, go ahead for just a moment in time. You can Google anything. Why don't you Google my name and see what it says on Wikipedia? Because you'll find out that I'm both a monster, that I'm bankrupted, that I have no background or backbone. You'll find out that I've bedded everybody in the UK. Many of those things won't actually be true. So just because you Googled something, that doesn't really make you Elon Musk, darling, does it? It just means maybe you can use one or two of your hands, probably one side of your hand more than the other. It's not more practice. You then talk about Zelensky's height as if that's a fact because you read it. And that's a misinterpretation of itself, isn't it? Because just because you read it on Google doesn't make it true, my flower pot, does it?
That's right.
And then you also talk about the fact this old
look. Now, because Patrick is a Libra and he does like to be neutral but diplomatic and taking sides, he's like, all right, let's have a fair argument. Let's have a debate. He's all about having a debate. I respect the guy for it. And he's good at it, I think. In some cases, of course, his own personal beliefs come through. But in this case, and although he loves Adam, look at that face. Look at that face. I'm so glad that they put this in this clip. Look at the face again. Hold on. Let's let the natural flow before I pause it.
And that's a misinterpretation of itself, isn't it? Because just because you read it on Google doesn't make it true, my flower pot, does it? And then you also talk about the fact this old statistic, Muslims 6.
See, because he's like, Adam's getting it. Adam's not used to a real woman. It's not about age. Guarantee you this woman was like this when she was younger. She's not that old, by the way.
Walk with me, my flower. Walk with me through London, through Leicester, through Birmingham, through Bradford, and walk with me through Minneapolis, because you can call it 6% if you make that disparate in a population. But in the cities where they cluster together, you will find they have the majority. It's why they have the power. It's why we have a Muslim mayor. It's why we have a Muslim housing association. It's why we have a Muslim police association. And it's why we have Sharia law in most of our cities. And finally, you managed to find a picture of a police officer with a weapon. Well done, darling. Have a gold star and do some more Googling. Maybe you could watch some Cartoon Network while we adults talk. Of course, there are armed response officers. I said that as part of my answer. But most police officers on the streets of the UK are not armed.
That's right.
Is that okay for you?
Yes, my little flower pot. So here's the deal.
Hold on. You've managed. Wait. This is totally breaking. Wait, you need to stop the business. Stop valuetainment, because seriously, what he's done, he's Googled police officers and they're holding weapons, which must make him right and me wrong. I literally came here to talk out my arse, but look what he's done, everybody. I think that deserves. Come on, join in.
Number one, thank you, Tyler, for Googling it on your end.
Well done,
Katie.
yeah,
So
welcome.
I appreciate, again, I'd let off with a compliment that you're a good talker and you get eyeballs. Congratulations, you're good at that. Part of the problem why you probably piss people off is you have major masculine energy. So respect to you.
Right. And you know, guys, I've always said that I know I have a lot of masculine energy. That doesn't take away the fact that I am a real woman, acting like a real woman. Big difference. But I love you said that. I like that part, Adam. Good. I like that one, because I think he almost means it as with a little insult, right? Check this out.
I appreciate, again, I'd let off with a compliment that you're a good talker and you get eyeballs. Congratulations, you're good at that. Part of the problem why you probably piss people off is
like you're good at it. Like, oh, you crafted this personality. I don't believe so. This is who she is. And he doesn't know. No one knows until you walk in someone's shoes what it's really like to be them. But he's literally saying this with these comments. And I'm not attacking him at all. I'm just saying, look at it. How are these people? They think they are these influencers. Okay.
Because you have major masculine energy. So respect to you. So I know you're saying you're married. I don't know about that. I know you're saying that you're a family woman.
You could,
but Katie, how can we trust Google, Katie?
Why don't you?
I'm using your words against you, beautiful.
Listen, to pull your little winky.
I will.
And you can Google my husband.
You probably have a bigger dick than me, Katie. I don't know. And I'm packing. So it's okay.
That will become a fact if you.
I guess so. Yeah, but I don't know if we can trust Google, darling. I don't know.
So you're saying, I know what was the point?
The point is, I'm giving you a compliment. You're hyperbolic. You get eyeballs. Respect. I'm also saying,
I know what he's giving her a compliment because he's losing, and that's how he rolls. That's his MO. No problem. Smart boy, Adam.
It's accurate.
What was the compliment?
Wait, hold on.
Hyperbolic, you get eyeballs. Respect. I'm also saying not everything you spew out there is accurate.
What was the compliment?
That you get eyeballs and that you're a good talker.
No, I think if you're around for 15 or so years in the media, it would be, if you were spewing nonsense, you'd be caught out.
You'd probably be canceled.
Yes. Thank you, girl. Thank you. This is why I am sharing this. And look at him with fixing his papers. Oh, shit. What, you need some Desitin there, Adam?
And then you're a good talker.
No, I think if you're around for 15 or so years in the media, it would be, if you would spew
his little walnut balls. He's got to adjust them. I think they just went inside. I get it.
Nonsense. You'd be.
I'm not taking a side because, I'm more on the man side always. But in this case, hello, didn't you say she has got masculine energy? You see what I'm saying?
No, you'd probably be canceled.
I guarantee you in the bedroom, she's a sweetheart. Okay. Just saying.
Everywhere. And then where were you canceled again?
I am literally canceled from countries. Darling.
Well, is that a good thing? Are you proud of that?
I am actually. Yes,
okay.
I am.
Well, then kudos to you, Katie.
Yeah, because she doesn't kiss people's asses, Adam. She's not desperate for attention, especially because you have a problem getting old. That's a little secret I know about you.
You're doing what you want to do in life.
I'm proud of being deported from Australia for going over there and calling out the tyranny of lockdowns.
Respect.
I'm proud of standing up for those people who had that done to them.
That's
and
right.
The Australians needed you? Like they needed Katie?
See, and he's right. And I love these kind of guys, by the way. I'm telling you, I would love to hang out with them. No problem. But I know it would be like this. Like we'd be busting chops left and right. And I know he would love me. I'd give him a hug and everything would be great. But like, dude, he's just not used to it. So his true colors, because usually he's always like giving advice and, I know because I'm this hot, successful guy, which you're not, but I get it. Because it's all about what you think about yourself. You can be the hottest guy, and if you don't think you're hot, you don't come out. You don't come through hot. You can be an ugly guy who thinks he's hot as shit, and you come through hot. That's a fact.
No, and that's something I always make very...
Are you even Australian? Are you even American?
Which question do you want me to answer?
Both
First,
of those.
the second, there was 3 actually.
Look. It's like he's like a brother in the scenario, like, oh shit. These two.
So I am not...
I'm going to be quiet, but it's very apparent here, Adam.
American. I am not Australian. So I am not American. I am not Australian.
Okay.
And I come over here because I'm a respectful foreigner and an outsider that cares about your country.
So you're a globalist?
No, I'm not a globalist.
Oh, I don't know. I don't. Well, I'm just.
You see, how the fuck did he go from that to you're a globalist? And I love that she's so chill because she knows who she is.
Like if you go and I honestly come to the United States and basically get involved in politics, or you go to Australia, get involved in politics.
I'm not sure what you're doing.
I'm not sure what you're doing. I'm asking you genuine.
Exactly, because she's going, he clearly doesn't know a woman when he sees one. And she's thinking of him like a little boy. I totally get it. So she's like, all right, I'm not going to overpower him. I'm not here. I don't have an ego trip. And it's rude. It's wrong. I know I'm the stronger and smarter in the sense that I have more experience, or maybe I just have more experience and challenges, right? Where Adam is like, I want to be right. Like a little kid.
Questions.
And see.
Look at this one. Look at this face. Look at this face. Patrick.
I can't help but feel you're kind of...
He's thinking, right? He's like, okay, all right. He's calculating.
Angry, but I don't know why.
Maybe I woke up on the wrong side of the bed today. Maybe I was...
Oh, bullshit! Bullshit, dude! Bullshit! It's because you got caught, bro. You're so used to being coddled and everyone kissing your ass, and these stupid girls, young girls, that are literally vacant inside, and all they do is put their makeup on. I mean, oh, this was good.
I had a British girlfriend that you remind me of. I don't know. However,
that's actually a true story.
Yeah.
And by the way, can we get him some Snickers bars?
I'm okay.
Someone get Adam a Snickers bar this morning.
Yeah.
I know that's a true story.
Katie,
I can feel that.
Katie, here's what I genuinely believe. Here's what I genuinely
I'm
believe.
not your old
I don't
girlfriend.
believe.
Like, get over your bullshit.
I date a lot hotter chicks than you. But here's what I definitely actually.
Did you hear that? I date hotter chicks than you. Do you see? Didn't I say that from the get-go? That's all it is about for this guy. And he's like part of the red pill, like men, women, this is what's wrong, and what their age should be, and what's their body count. Stupid shit.
Idiot. Here's what I genuinely believe. Here's what I genuinely believe.
I dated a hotter woman than you. You're not good looking, Adam. Not even well dressed. You're literally an average looking dude, and you're literally a simp in wolf's clothing. It's hilarious because you're doing a good job there, pretending, in a sense. But when you're dealing with a real woman, it's not about age. This woman was like this. I'm telling you, from a very young age.
But you're
I don't believe me. I date a lot hotter chicks than you. But here's what I definitely.
How could you want to say that? What kind of man says that? What kind of man with real balls and real intelligence and real accomplishments says something like that? He's not noble at all. Talk about no chivalry. Yet he'll talk in other segments and whatnot how he does believe in chivalry and he likes to treat women. Bullshit. You're a mama's boy. You sound like a mama's boy. Oh my God.
Believe you actually are a person that knows what they're
not even upset. Look at her. She's chill as a cucumber.
You're doing. You're not an idiot. You've been confronted before. You confront a lot of people. You anti-liberalist, anti-multicultural, anti-fat, anti-immigrant, anti-tattoos. Sorry.
And he Googled all that information. Did you see him? Did you see him looking at his notes?
For me, Vinny. She doesn't like you. You have tattoos.
Okay.
So listen, Katie, you're Cry Me a River.
She has a tattoo on her.
Okay, there it is. Katie.
She has a tattoo on her bum.
Katie, I've taken a lot of heat before. I can take it. Are you saying that you can't take heat, Katie? You take heat all the time. You give heat.
There's just a lot of noise coming off you. I stopped listening.
Katie, I hear a lot of noise.
That's right. And that's exactly what I do. That's exactly because you don't waste your brain cells on people that don't compute. That's what you're supposed to do. Like, okay, whatever. Because it's not about winning, because there's no ego. All right. So moving forward, oh man, I wanted to get into this whole app. Oh, well, you know what? God willing, I'm going to get into this tomorrow right here. Okay, guys? So I'm sorry if I lied and I said I was going to get into this today. But we're going to get into these wonderful experts at like Fresh and Fit about how to max matches on dating apps. And good for us, they have the timestamps, which if you don't already know, I'll be providing the live stamps, the timestamps in the description and in the comments below after this live stream as soon as I can. And if not, go ahead, feel free to do it yourself. I would love that, but I get it. It takes work. So I made a promise and I stick to my promises and my word. And so I'm going to wrap up this live. So we're going to do this live. I'm going to get into this, the Fresh and Fit and the dating apps. Because seriously, guys, we need to go into this. And it's going to be fun and funny. And I would love to hear you guys see what you think of what I have to say about the dating apps. I definitely have friends, colleagues, clients, everyone. I have definitely upped their game. And some of the things they were like, okay, yeah, that's some good advice, but wait for it. So, God willing, I will be doing that tomorrow. Maybe I'm just going to have to dedicate the entire stream to dating apps and the Fresh and Fit experts. But as we are going to wrap this up, here we go. Are you guys ready? Did you take a break? You got your popcorn? I'm going to do a real live reaction to, wait a minute, why? What is going on here? I'm making you guys dizzy. Here we go. All right, let's have some fun. And mind you, I'll also follow up on the Oliver Anthony guy and how everyone thought he was so good and he wouldn't sell out. What happened to him? Listen, I understood the song the way you felt it. I felt that I got it. But I was like, if he keeps himself real, okay. But he didn't. So now, more than ever, am I loving any parody that comes from that song. Don't get butthurt, okay? If you don't know what that means, let me know in the comments. I'll respond. Here we go. Let's do a real live raw reaction of this parody of Poor Men South of Portland by John Reap. Starting now.
They bought a house in the hills, 2 by the bay, while they're sitting on their ass all damn day. A private jet in the sky, just a flying away to their own damn isle the whole month of May. Ain't they lucky? Lord, they ain't got a clue about people like me or people like you. Lord, it must be nice, but for only a few, yeah, it is. Oh, it is living in the new world
like
with an old soul. Oh, these poor men south of Portland, Lord knows it's all starting to take a toll. Want to know what they think, want to know what they do, and I don't think they know, but we sure fucking do. They're high on the hog, they are the 1%, cause the poor men south of Portland.
Like the guitar.
I wish Bud Light would make a good beer and not give a damn if you're gay, straight, or queer.
Right.
Lord, we got floods in the street, extreme fucking heat, and all you do is talk about your gender. Well, if you were born with it and you got two balls.
I didn't see that one coming. About your gender. Oh, did you guys hear that? Shit.
Dear. Well, if you were born with it and you got two balls, taxes ought not to pay for you.
How perfect this song reaction to this parody video. Again, shout out to Tanya about all the ball talk I just talked about between Jordan Peterson and everybody else. Oh God. Oh.
And you got two balls, taxes ought not to pay for you to chop it all off. Our girls are trying to compete in a swim meet, and all this damn country does bow its head in defeat.
Oh.
Lord, ain't they lucky when they...
Oh, good. Lord, ain't they lucky. This is so much more empowering than the original song, guys. Please. Are you with me? You feel me?
I ain't got a clue about people like me and people like you. Lord, it must be nice, but for only a few, yeah, it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world. With an old soul.
Who's an old soul? You're an old soul, baby.
With an old soul. Oh, these poor men south of Portland, Lord knows it's all starting to take a toll. Want to know what they think, want to know what they do, and I don't
just got chills. I know, weird, but I did.
Think they know that we sure can do.
We sure fucking do. Well, we just have to work, right? We just have to continue with our life. If we had the time, right? If you could take a week off and do something, like if we all could, which we can. Another discussion for another day.
They're high on the hog. They are the 1%. Cause the poor men south of Portland.
This is a no frills guy right here.
They bought a house in the hills, 2 by the bay, while they sat on their ass all damn day.
Oh shit, I thought there was more. Oh shit. Okay, I guess this guy has a show. So he's not just a singer. Wow. See, this is all new to me, guys. You send it to me, and here we go.
Okay, so I have to say this. That's my voice. Obviously, I was lip syncing to my own voice.
Well, this answers a lot of questions I had in my mind, too. Okay.
I ain't playing the guitar. I don't know how to play a guitar. That was Chad Austin, who was also a ginger. So his hand it looked believable.
I do love my gingers.
But, yeah, that was just me. It's more of a tribute, my salute, old tip of the cap to Oliver Anthony, fellow ginger. I hope he'll see this and he'll like it. If he does see it, he doesn't like it, I still want you to know I still love you. I'll still be a fan, and I get it.
I will say there's tons of hearts going right now. So apparently somebody's impressed.
Oh, good.
As in a lot of somebody.
We need a split screen of that.
I'm going to smash the like button for them.
And
while I'm smashing the like button, smash the like button for me. Help me. Help you. Help me. Help you. Meaning, without you, I don't exist. Without you, without me, we need each other. Smash that like button for the love of humanity at the very least. And I thank you more than you'll ever know. Hopefully your likes, your donations, everything that you do, becoming a member, follow me on Locals, become a member there as well. All those things. I'm looking forward to a lot more. And I thank you.
If Taylor Swift will see this, if she'll do a version of my song, Poor Men South of Portland.
How about Prissy on the Mississippi or something?
These guys are cute. I'm going to have to look into them and check out their channel and whatnot. So what'd you guys think? I liked it. You liked it? I liked it. I did. And if there's no other way you want to help or support this channel, seriously, check out my merch store. For real. Give me your input too, what you think about it. Because I'm giving you all these options. We're also supporting local artists. One of the designs in there. And I'm looking forward to you guys wearing it, sharing it, tagging it. Hey guys, check out my merch store. There's all kinds of designs, hats, mugs, t-shirts. Your support is what sponsors this channel. Become a member on Locals. That is where it really is happening. That's where you're going to see all of me the way you're never going to see on other platforms. Plus, if anything happens to me, I'll be there. Either way, I think it's really super easy and user-friendly to use. It's like a coffee a month. So become a member on Locals for sure. Become part of this awesome community of real, raw, honest people. Or at least people that love honesty, real authenticity in a world of so much fake. Thank you for all your love and support, and I will see you. That is not what I meant to do. I will see you over on Locals for the Re-E stream, taking any questions you want. And then some, giving you predictions. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. But again, if you're a member, you can watch the replay, but join me live right over. The restream's over at Locals. The link is in the description below. Until next time, much love, baby. Much, much, much. Many blessings. And I'll talk to you soon.